Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a full-ish face of Pat McGrath Labs and chatting about my plans and goals for the year. So I got some money for Christmas and Pat McGrath had extended her sale, Black Friday, holiday, whatever sale it was, so things were still like 30-something% off. So I ended up using that and getting Subliminal because I have been wanting this for a long time. It was almost the first palette that I bought. And then I got the concealer duo, that's the concealer and the under eye setting powder. So now I have almost everything for a full face. I don't have any for lip liners or eyeliners, and she doesn't make a bronzer yet, but I have everything else. So I already did my skincare and primed my face using my normal primer. I don't have the Pat McGrath primer, but I do have her foundation. So I have the shade Light Medium 14, which is supposed to be neutral olive. It is quite runny. And it's not quite olive enough for me, but I do really like it. So lately what I've been doing is one pump and then using my fingers to do kind of a sheer layer everywhere. So I actually filmed most of this video yesterday, but I started to not feel well and realized I had a migraine coming on, especially after bashing my head the other day, which I will tell you about. So I decided So I stopped, took my migraine prescription, and took a very long nap after canceling my meetings for the day. So this looks really yellow and golden on me at first until I start to blend it in. I also have a lot of pink around my nose that I'm trying to cover, but once it's on, you can see it matches my hand and my forehead and everything really well. So I often also use my Sigma foundation brush with this, but lately I've been really enjoying it. Just one pump on using my fingers, using it kind of more like a skin tint than a foundation because it's a pretty light coverage but buildable foundation. So I actually got through part of this video yesterday. I got the concealer on, I did try the concealer, and then I started to do my eyes and stopped. So I have a little bit of insight about the concealer already. This is not quite a first impression, more a second. So I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. So the concealer is supposed to be very full coverage. The shade is a little darker. I also got Light Medium 14, which is like the highest of the light mediums, and it does say to get like 11, which is yellow or peach, as a brightening. This is supposed to be the best just for overall coverage, which is why I got it. I will say it is a little darker than the foundation, but yesterday I tried it in a couple spots and it seemed to work pretty well. Not brightening, but still like a good concealer match. This also looks a little less olive than the foundation, and the foundation doesn't seem olive enough to me. I think the best tone match that I found so far is the Lisa Eldridge, but I ran out of the sample and I wanted to try it again before I paid like $60-something to buy it, and the sample card sold out. So first I'm gonna take a little bit of this and put it right here. I don't normally put a lot of product on my forehead, but I bashed my forehead the other day. I went to take Bean out and I was a little too sleepy, and the door to the staircase that goes up and down the building has metal stuff all over it to help people from breaking in, and I opened it into myself. I also got my hand because I am nothing but graceful. And you can see it is it's very full coverage. It's a little yellow. I think it'll be really good in the summer, but for now it still works because that blended into my forehead really well. But it is a little more golden than I am right now, but I don't have any tan or anything right now. So speaking of goals for 2022, injuring myself less is definitely one of them. Okay, I feel like the lighting has changed. The sun, it's winter in Seattle and 2 o'clock, so the sun is like here to my right, coming in the edge of a window. So we'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer. It's very full coverage, so you don't need a lot, but I'm also just not, I think most people use more concealer than they really need. So I'm using my Rare Beauty concealer brush, and I'm just going to pat this in. You can see it looks a little brighter than the foundation now that it's been sitting, but it does look a little more golden to me. I did leave it on yesterday after I stopped filming, even during the nap. It survived a nap and a lot of hours of wear, and it still looked very skin-like. So I'll have more thoughts once I've worn it more, and then I can decide if I like it enough to get a brighter shade. So far, I think my favorite concealer is the Fenty Bright Fix, and the Kosas is pretty high up there too. I like the Urban Decay formula. I just wish the shade was a little bit better. It's a neutral, which works, but looks way more coverage than my face. And might take a little bit more foundation. I'm actually going to use a brush for this one. This is my Sigma brush, and put that right around my nose. Yeah, you can see it's definitely darker than the foundation. Might reach out to Pat McGrath's customer service, be like, should it be darker than the foundation? Because I don't think that seems right. Okay, so now to set. So I got the under eye setting powder in light, and that should also help brighten a little bit. I do agree with people that this little tiny mirror is stupid and pointless. Like, the only way I can really use it if it's close enough that I like see my eye. So I could do eyeliner with it, but that's about it. And I'm just gonna take this brush, pick up a little bit. It's like a baked formula, kind of like the Kosas, but it's pretty clear. And picking anything up, but I'm assuming it is. And I think that, yeah, that really blended it all together, it really blurred it. So I think the blurring effect this is supposed to have is real, and it brightened. So even though the concealer is a little dark, it brightened pretty well. Yeah, I really like this powder so far. Okay. It is very small, so it's only $30 for a Pat McGrath product. I think this concealer is $32, but for reference, this is the Kosas powder I normally use, so you're getting a lot less product. This is 4 grams, this is 9.5 grams. So my goals for 2022, I'm not a resolution person. I'm using my Fenty cream bronzer since Pat doesn't have one. And I'm trying that on, I'm using that with a rougher 5 brush. Picks up a lot. And I'm just gonna tap a little bit right here, and right here on both sides. Really like the undertone of this bronzer. The formula is really beautiful too. So I'm not a resolution person at all. I've never done resolutions, but I do have goals for the year. On a personal note, I really want to make some leeway on my dissertation and actually like reach candidacy status, which I can talk about more in another video sometime if anybody's interested. But I also really want to find a therapist here in Seattle. I haven't had one since I left New York, and it's been a struggle, especially with the pandemic and things being closed or not in person or people not accepting patients. It's been hard, and it would be very nice to have a therapist, especially a queer therapist or someone who specializes in trauma and gender identity, because those are both things that are not problems in my life, but you know, things that I could use a therapist's help with. So I'm really glad I have two of these brushes. I really love this brush. And then for my channel, I really want to just keep growing and keep growing. I've been at this now for 4 months. I started in August. And I'm now just under 400 subscribers. So I think it's pretty safe to say I'll hit 500 sometime soon. So my goal is hopefully to get to 1,000 by my anniversary date. I think that would be amazing. I think it's doable based on the number of people I get every month, but you never know. But that's my big goal. I'm actually gonna take a little bit more concealer and put a little dot here, here, and here. I tend to put some on my throat to cover up like any kind of razor burn I get from shaving, because I have to shave every day. One of my goals for this year is to look into having laser hair removal down here so that I don't have to shave every day, because I hate it. Okay, so I don't have any of Pat's single blushes. I do really want Electric Bloom and Desert Orchid, I think. I don't remember, it's like a shimmery nudish blush, but I do have the holiday palette. I have the darker one, so I'm gonna go into the terracotta shade. Even though I'm doing a cool tone look today, this has enough pink in it that it works with everything, and it just works with my skin tone better than the bright pink, especially when I'm going more subtle. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that on a different rougher 5 and put that right here and right here. And I'm gonna blend that in pretty well, add some highlighter, and then go over it again. And that's the way I like to do blush and highlighter, so they really become seamless. My goals for my channel, other than just growing, is I'm not doing a low buy or a no buy or anything like that, but I definitely want to be really conscious of what I'm buying. I mean, I already am. I want to be less self-conscious and like anxious about what I'm buying. And then I'm going to use the holiday highlighter. I tend to second guess myself a lot and be like, do I need this? Should I buy this? Do that? I want to be a little bit more confident of, yes, I'm going to buy this. Yes, I'm not going to buy that. But I also just want to be, I try to be smart with my purchases, and I definitely don't buy everything I want to, but I want to be even better this year. Especially not go as overboard around the holidays as I did this year. I feel like I didn't buy much most of the summer, and then I went, like, December was just a lot. I really like this highlighter. I want the Bridgerton one because it's like a pale white gold, and I think that'll fit better with my skin tone. This one's a little pink. And then the blush brush again. I will take just a tiny dab more and go right over that. I also want to do more using old product videos. If anybody's interested in those, of like look ideas or how to use old products, because there's a lot of palettes I love that I want to use more. I use more off camera, but I would like to use more on camera because I own them and I like them. And I don't like the consumerism aspect of makeup YouTube where it's always something new, something new, something new, something new, like the ColourPop model of like 3 new things a week. It's not sustainable. I don't have the budget for that. Most people don't. And so I think I'm gonna start doing those weekly or so new makeup release videos. I might film one of those today, which might actually go up before this. But I also I want to encourage people to use the products they have and they already love. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. So I just primed with my Urban Decay eye primer. It's my go-to. It's the only one that seems to not disappear right here. So like, I've tried a few other primers and they work pretty well. Some of them blended better than this, but they didn't last here. I would end up with like a bald patch right here. That one lasts all day. So I'm gonna use Subliminal. I did use some of the shades yesterday and swatched them. And it is this beauty here. So it is very cool tone. It's what I've been wanting. As soon as I got some pat shadows, I wanted this in particular because I wanted some cooler tones in her formula. And based on the sweater I'm wearing today, I might wear Blitz Blue. It is also my favorite color. Yesterday I did play around with this in the deleted footage that didn't get finished, and I really liked these two as like easy, daily friendly, one and done shades, but I'm, you know, teaching and then going out to dinner, so might as well wear the blue. So I'm gonna dip into Ultimate Taupe as my transition, and then I'm gonna deepen out with the depth shade. And then I'm just using the mirror on my little Pat McGrath highlighter. And this is a Refer 15. It's a nice fluffy brush, good for throwing down the first shade. I really like the tones of this. This is not too cool toned. I might be able to use this because these are artistry palettes. You can use them anywhere on your face. This might be a good contour shade because it's cool but not gray. It doesn't look gray or ashy on at least my lid. So some of them tend to look kind of purple when I put them on my face. Contour shades, I mean. So really like the way that looks. This is definitely like the Ultimate Taupe Brown. The name is very fitting. Another makeup goal for this year is to do some more artistic looks. I've done some in the past. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen those, like when I recreated my tattoo, but I want to do more of that. Like on the weekends when I have more time and I can do a artistic thing that I'm just gonna wash off. There's that part of me, that Libra, Virgo part of me that's like, well, if I can't do it perfectly at first, then I hate it. So it's one of those things that I want to get better and do more, so I have to do it. And then I'm just picking up a little bit more Ultimate Taupe and just kind of putting it for some depth out here. I really like that you can build up a decent amount of depth with these mattes. And then as far as products that I'm going to be buying for the channel, I will definitely buy new things. I'm really interested in the new NARS foundation that's coming out, I think today. And there are some things that I want to try, but I'm going to try to be mindful of what I'm bringing in and why. So I feel like this is a Refer 14. It's a little small tapered brush, picking up that depth shade, and I'm gonna put it right here on both eyes. That is a really nice shade. So like, I now have, with the PAC concealer, I now have 4 concealers, I think. 2 that I use all the time and 2 that I just got. So I don't really need any more. I don't feel the need to buy more concealers. I only have 2 foundations. I have the Fenty Skin Tint and the Pat. So if another olivey looking one looks promising as like a sheer kind of tinted moisturizer or low coverage foundation, like that new NARS one, then I might get one of those to play around more, but I don't think I'll buy more than like maybe one more base product, and it has to be the right one. And then I will definitely buy eyeshadow, but I don't need to buy as much as I did last year. But eyeshadow is the thing I like the most, the thing I like playing with and trying the most. So we'll see how I do with that. I definitely don't need any more blushes. So there has to be something really special about a blush or blush palette for me to get. And same with highlighters. I could do with another bronzer. So I have 2 cream bronzers and I have 2 powder bronzers. And I like both. The powder bronzers are both a little warm. So if I could find the right like undertone bronzer, I would definitely buy another bronzer. I don't need any more mascaras. I have a couple that I like and a couple that are fine that I'm going to use up. I don't need more lip glosses, although if Trixie launches any special edition ones, like limited edition, I will probably buy them because I'm a sucker. And I do plan on getting more Pat McGrath lipsticks and lip glosses the next time she does a sale on them, which I think she does every year around Black Friday, it seems. And I got 2 lipsticks and a lip gloss this year, and I definitely want more. So, and there's things like if Natasha Denona comes out with something special, I'll probably buy it, but like she's probably coming out with another pink palette soon that I probably will not buy because I just don't wear pinks enough. So I don't really get FOMO very easily, but I'm gonna try and be extra good at not. Okay, so I really like the way this is looking. Shader brush and run both of those under my lash line. I want basically everything Sigil inspired is teasing that they're gonna come out with this year. So like, that's gonna be a chunk of money. But if there's things that people would like to see, please let me know, especially once I have a community tab. It'll be easier to communicate with like, do you wanna see this? Do you not? Would you watch this? Because there's stuff I'll do just because I want to, even if it's not gonna do well on here, and I have. But I also don't want to spend a ton of time on things that are not going to be watched by anyone, you know? Okay, so this is nice and smoky, but not like overly smoky. I would say this is like a good daily friendly smoky for me. At least for me, I can say that. So I'm going to go ahead and try the shimmers. So this is my Refer 21. I'm gonna go into Blitz Blue. I'm gonna do the blue. So, let's see, picked up pretty nicely. I might use my finger. And I'm gonna spray that just because my base is done and I don't want blue sparkle everywhere. Okay, so this is a really beautiful blue. And I think I am gonna use my finger. Like, look at that. And I'll just clean up the edges with the brush. So I'd like to know in the comments below, what are your goals for the year, especially if you are someone that tends to buy a lot of makeup. I know a lot of people I know are doing like low buys or no buys, so I'm curious to see what other people are doing, even if they don't have a channel. Okay, so I'm just taking one of the blending brushes and kind of buffing off the edges, making sure that it looks good. The problem with a finger is it tends to make the product go higher than I would like. But picking up a little bit more of those mattes and just blending the edges nicely. And then one thing, if you do overblend on the outside, is if you used a brush for your concealer, if there's anything left on it, I'll just take it and I'll tap it there just to kind of clean up the edge and make sure the shape goes the way I want. I like that lifted shape. So I'm gonna take the highlighter shade from that palette, the Skin Showed Nude, and place that on my inner corner, and wow. Okay, that's just on a little rougher pencil. This is the 3 from Rougher. I'm gonna run that underneath. And right here. I'm just gonna blended that out. I think I just said blended. Sometimes my English is not very good, even though I'm speaking it, you know, since I was a child. I don't speak Spanish anymore, but I still sometimes mess up my English. Okay, so I just need to throw on mascara and stuff, and a lip. I think I will do, I was torn between lipstick and lip gloss, but I think I'll do lip gloss. I'll do that now. So this is the shade Bronze Temptation. It's got some color, but it's not overly bold, since I've got such a bold blue on my eyes. I really like the Pat formula. I don't know if it's my favorite lip gloss though, but I do really like it. And I think I will tap just a tiny bit of that Astral White shade on my lid. Oh yeah, that was a good idea. It's just the right amount of sparkle. And I literally went tap and then lightly tap. That's how I like to use the Astral shades most of the time, unless I'm going like over glitter glue, because it adds such a nice sparkle without being overly messy. Okay, there's a sparkle. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on mascara and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and added my Haus Labs liquid liner because I don't have any of the Pat liners, and then Pat McGrath mascara. This is the Dark Star. I wanted to buy Black Coffee, the pencil liner, but that was sold out at Sephora and on Pat's website. So eventually I will get that and try it because I know people love it. Really, really loving this so far. I think this is beautiful. This is my favorite kind of blue. Love the cool tones. Really happy I grabbed this. So I really like the way this looks. I think the concealer and the powder worked really well together, and I think my complexion looks really nice today. Yeah, it looks really nice. Very skin-like. My beard is a little dark today, so you can see a little bit more of it, but yeah, I think this looks really nice. So far, so good on the concealer and the powder. Love the palette, not surprised by that. So let me know what you think for the look, and let me know if there's anything in particular you would like to see on my channel this year. Like I said, more tag videos, more rankings, or more like ideas, like using an older palette and ideas with it, that kind of stuff. Let me know, especially once I have the community tab. I think you have to get 500 subscribers for that, and so I'm 100 or so away. I'll be able to like poll everybody and see like, do you want this? Do you want that? But until then, just let me know in the comments below. And I'm actually cutting it very close. I need to go teach on Zoom. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.